All right, Chandler, you mentioned to me that you struggle a little bit with the medium to higher shots around the greens. You said you had issues controlling the low point and the strike of the golf ball wasn't as consistent as you wish. After looking at the videos, I do believe that you can improve a lot by improving your setup. So let's jump right into it. All right, Chandler, I would like to see more straight angles in your setup where you have the head, body, hands, and club face more in line, okay? Right now in your setup, the ball is kind of up in the stance and your head is kind of tilted back to the right and you have some angle in your shoulders tilting back. This is more of a setup you would have with a driver, and that can make sense for a lot of golfers because with a driver you try to kind of launch it up in the air, and that's kind of what you want to do on these type of shots. But first of all, the driver is teed up off the ground and your low point is actually behind the ball because you're trying to hit up on the golf ball with the driver. So it won't be very effective on a pitch shot, okay? You said to me that you are struggling with bottoming out too early, and that makes sense with this type of setup because if you just release the club head from this setup, you're gonna bottom out behind the ball every time. Because you're a talented golfer, you have adjusted and you realize, okay, I can't just release the club from here. Instead, I have to kind of drag the handle forward and push the handle forward a little bit to get to the golf ball. Another thing you have done is to open up the face a lot to be able to get some launch on the golf ball, because if you drag the handle, you're gonna tend to add shaft lean, which makes it difficult to launch the ball up in the air. So instead, you have adjusted by opening up the club face wide open on this type of shot. The issue by doing that is that the ball is going to tend to just roll up the club face and you're not going to get any grab from the club face because the club face is so wide open. Okay, so what I do believe that you need to do is to have more straight lines where, first of all, your head is facing more straight in front of you, okay? Next thing I want you to feel is that the shoulders are more level. Most golfers naturally have a higher left shoulder because of the way we practice. That naturally happens. So you probably need to feel like the shoulder is lower than the right shoulder, okay? So you can look in a mirror or something just to make sure that the shoulders are more level. So have the head face straight in front of you, shoulders more level, then have the hands and club face right in front of you, and then bend down to the ball from there. Now you're gonna have a lot more straight angles in the setup. Then you can move the ball up in the stance, but leave the hands where they are. Don't move the ball up in the stance and push your hands forward, because now you've created an angle here. Okay. From this setup, you can then just flare the left foot out slightly and then lean into the left side. The lean to the left is going to help to move the low point more forward. And from this position, you're going to have a lot more success with bottoming out more underneath or just in front of the golf ball. And because you have a better setup now, you're not going to feel the need to drag the handle so much to the left. Instead, you can feel like you just kind of release the club head from this position, and the release is going to happen more in front of you instead of to the left of you. And now you don't need to open up the face so much. Instead, you just open it up slightly to expose the bounce, and from this position you can hit it higher by just releasing the handle through the motion. Okay, if you want to hit it even higher, the only adjustment you do, you might open up the club face just slightly more, and then you just take a wider stance, but once again, more straight setup. The ball move up, and then from here leaning to the left side and just have a wider stance that will lower the shaft plane, which will add loft to the motion. And then from here, same thing, release the club more in front of you, and you're gonna get more grab of the golf ball. You're gonna be a lot more consistent with your low point control, and I believe this will help you a lot. Another thing I would like you to mess around with is to adjust your grip when you're trying to hit the high shot. A lot of great professional golfers are actually trying to grip it weaker when they try to hit the high shot around the greens, okay? A lot of people are referring to more of a butterfly grip where the hands are more on top of each other. What I like you to feel is to feel like that right hand especially goes more on top of the left hand. This will make it a lot easier to feel the release of the club face, okay? Right now, your right hand is kind of strong on the club face, which is going to influence you to push your hands more forward and add shaft lean in the motion. So instead of having a strong right hand grip, feel like that right hand is more on top of it, which is going to make it a lot easier to release the club in front of you. So in this image that's about to pop up right now, I've included an image of you and Luke Donald, and I've zoomed in on the grip, and as you can see, Luke Donald has a much weaker grip when he's trying to hit the high shots around the green. So I just included this image for a good visual for you. So get to work, my man. Fortunately, and at the same time, very unfortunately, you have a lot of time on your hand right now. Let me know how you do and keep me updated.